boosters. I mean, you don't want to go to the lower bracket in a double elimination format, but if you are going to go to the lower bracket, you'd probably rather do it by taking NRG or one of the other top teams in Game 5.
Yeah, you're just going to start looking at all these other teams and just go, well, they're not NRG, are they? So we could probably take that third game against them, you know? We managed to get at least the 2 against a team of that quality as we get ourselves in today. Reminder, every single series best of 5. Every single series is elimination. You only get to survive today. Don't really get to thrive. That is later on, tomorrow and the day after that. And, we are in Game 1, and Andy's hit the crossbar immediately. Beast of Boney almost another shot. That's another huge save. Okay, Loco starting off somewhat well, but now they've got to try and get themselves back.
Yeah, that was phenomenal. I mean, I didn't expect the mechanics of Loco to be able to hang with JJ after yesterday's insanity that we saw from them. But early on, what a read from Andy on the corner wall rebound, and then following up, they were quite unfortunate not to take the lead. It was a great save from Jamal Jabary. It looked like a 1-0. Yeah, Loco early on looked the part. They, this team makes a bit more sense as to why they are so high in the rankings at the moment. But if Loco go back to what they were doing yesterday, then there's no chance against Jamal Jabary. Jamal Jabary are better than D2E, in my opinion. And D2E sent Loco to the lower bracket.
It was 1 goal across 15 minutes of gameplay for Loco. And yeah, that's certainly not a good stat to have going your way. Still looking to try and maybe add a second one. Had a whole night to try and figure out what went wrong, because the first game looked really good for them. We were worried, actually, Johnny, because we just sort of casted Jamal Jabary stomping their first series. As soon as we saw Loco sort of dominate that Game 1 against Down to Earth, we thought it was going to be much the same, and ended up not being that way. Instead, it switched on its head almost immediately.
Yeah, Loco, unfortunately for them, ran into a D2E team who actually stabilized defensively. Jamal Jabary, on the other hand, they absolutely annihilated their opponents in round 1 of the uppers, and there was nothing to be done defensively in that matchup. So it's going to be more of the same here. Loco need to be careful moving forward because Jamal Jabary's mechanical ability is out of this world. Every single one of these players can score all by themselves. Well, that pass deserved a better shot, I'm trying to say, because that was a really good reaction to send to the ball, and that's a better shot right there. Beast of Boney makes it 1-0. Loco looked fantastic today.
Yeah, this is really not what we were expecting. Maybe this amount of offense, but we thought it was going to be for the blue team. Instead, Loco looking great at the moment, and they've got to keep this up. They don't want to have the same story as yesterday, where they looked fantastic in Game 1, and it slips away after the fact. But before we even start to focus on that, we've got to close out this game here. Half the game left to go. And Jamal Jabary are going to maybe be another one down off the backboard, and Delta will add another one to the tally.
Well, I don't know what on earth happened to Loco between yesterday and today, but already, all 3 players look great. We saw a phenomenal read from Andy early on, was saved, but it was still a good try on a ridiculous angle read. And now Beast of Boney and Delta have both attacked the backboard incredibly quickly. These are aspects of the game that I expected JJ to be dominating. Well, I mean, the vast majority of Twitch chat likewise. For once, I would agree with them. But yeah, Jamal Jabary must be in shock at the moment. They have been outpaced already. Now finally a chance, but Toasty's accidentally knocked it wide. That was not what they needed.
And that backboard's going to become more available for Loco as this game wears on. I already know that Jamal Jabary are a very attack-minded team when the game is neutral. Just imagine what they're going to be like 2 goals down as Delta takes the pot for the first time. Toasty has that well read, pretty much pre-jumping it before the ball was even played. LJ wants a good challenge, and it was a good challenge, but it was for Andy, who is just darting his way around and helping the team get out of the defensive side of the field. But Toasty's actually still down. Gets at least 1 bit of contact. LJ unchallenged. He's just got enough boost, but multiple players used to keep that one out.
Yeah, they split the tasks very well there. We had 1 defender for Loco covered in the immediate shot and 1 covering the double touch. Those were the 2 options available to Jamal Jabary in that play. Now free shot for Krasix. He's going to scoop it into the top shelf. A bit of a blunder at the back there for Loco. That's much needed though for Jamal Jabary. This was not going their way. Delta had faith in Andy to contact that ball, and it didn't happen. 2-1.
Yeah, that's a fantastic setup shot as well from LJ. You've got to put that in a position that convinces the defense that they can potentially get to it. That's exactly what he got. It is now cut in half. Jamal Jabary trying to make a comeback here against a resolute Loco. And they might actually have another opportunity here. Demo, hard angle to find, but Beastabonium will certainly find it.
That is a ridiculous shot.
Wow.
Fantastic stuff. I mean, the goalkeeper had no idea. Krasix was expecting a center ball, maybe a backboard pass. He really didn't think that was going to go on target, so he positioned completely wrong. But what a shot. Beastabonium with a really good read there in the perfect position. Now, the 2-goal lead again. Loco, easily the better team so far. It's been more of the same as usual from Jamal Jabary in offense. Oh my goodness, almost getting a goal off a fake, whether it's deliberate or not. It nearly works out. Yeah, the defense of Jamal Jabary has been tested and it has failed the test up until now.
If we're going to do this, I'm going to need something very quick. I love this play from Beastabonium. Take it all the way back, and then you outplay everyone on your way to the other side of the field. So much time killed off the clock just before Jamal Jabary can really even get anything going. This is a game of keep away right now from Loco, and it's a game of keep away that they are winning, and they are winning it absolutely. What a play, and this is not the Loco that we got used to seeing yesterday. We're going to be able to find out whether or not they can sustain this, but if they can, what a series this could turn out to be. The gauntlet thrown down, and Jamal Jabary have got to figure out how to answer it.
Yeah, that was insane. I mean, in one game, maybe even in the first half of this game, we saw more impressive offense. We saw more confidence from Loco than we did in the entire 15-minute series, actually 20-minute series, because 4 games against Down to Earth yesterday. This was something else entirely. And not only that, it's actually brand new for them, because in the entire season so far, they haven't really produced a series like this one. I mean, if they can continue what they're doing right now, I will be completely changing my opinion of this team. The confidence in their shots and how early they're attacking the backboard really impressed me. That's going to pile the pressure onto Jamal Jabary, who are, probably completely deflated after that. They just took the NRG to Game 5 yesterday. I thought that was going to give them the perfect start today, but they have been outplayed in Game 1. There's going to be no thoughts of how competitive they were against NRG now. They are really up against it here. Lower bracket round 1. This is where they lost in the previous regional. They really don't want to do that again.
Reminder, this is how Loco started yesterday, a 4-1 victory, which quickly went against them. They only scored 1 more goal after that for the rest of the series. But I also feel like a lot of credit there has to go to Down to Earth. They adapted brilliantly to what their opponents were putting out. We don't know whether or not Jamal Jabary can adapt in that way.
Well, it's another problem as well for Jamal Jabary. Down to Earth had numerous mistakes yesterday in the 4-1 loss in Game 1 to Loco. And then all they had to do was, stop making mistakes. I say it sounds a lot easier than it is, but that is the essence of it. They just stopped making as many defensive blunders. Suddenly the series was in their favor. Jamal Jabary didn't make that many mistakes. They were just getting completely outplayed, and there is a difference. Just making an error that is completely unforced and making a mistake because someone else is just that much faster than you, that much more confident. A rebound. Okay, that's the mistake, though, and that wasn't forced. So Jamal Jabary need to just pull themselves together, Gears. Tie game on the reset, but they look extremely dodgy at the moment, Shogun.
Yeah, this first goal could be a major swing for them. Gonna come on through. LJ had to change his direction, and still Delta will get there. Loco defensively look rock solid. So difficult to find a single gap to take a shot. And now look at the way that they're playing out their own side of the field. This has got to be a nightmare for Jamal Jabary, as they have now stuck over in their final third. Toasty, he's put it straight out to Beastabonium. That shot won't trouble LJ. They look to try and counter-attack here. Krasix find his challenge going at least towards Toasty. Difficult to really play anything from there. And Delta's clear will certainly help out a whole bunch. So very interesting start to this game. Who are you leaning to after this first 2 minutes?
You have to lean towards the Loco here. We've seen one big mistake from Jamal Jabary already, and the defense comparatively from Loco is outstanding. Last second saves, they've been covering each other really well. They're chaining together challenges, not leaving any gaps for Jamal Jabary to get those solo plays, consecutive dribbling out plays like we saw yesterday. So everything is leaning towards Loco at the moment, but Jamal Jabary have kept this scoreless. This is definitely the way to start any of these comebacks. Well,
LJ's decided to backflip, realizing that this might require a little bit more help. That's a tight angle shot, but it's an even better setup. Delta exactly where he needs to be. And Loco don't seem to be having the same issues that they had yesterday. They are firing on all cylinders.
And oh dear, more mistakes in defense from Jamal Jabary. LJ wanted the boost and the ball, got a bit greedy, missed the ball, and goalkeeper, again, for Jamal Jabary, misreads a near post shot. Last game, it was direct on target, and the goalkeeper thought it wasn't. This game, it was off target, the goalkeeper thought it was in. So they just keep on getting these small reads wrong. They're just barely getting these inconsistencies in their gameplay, but it's enough to cause goals for Loco, who are relentless. They haven't taken their foot off that pedal all game long, all series long. Still just as confident as they were in game one, even though the scoreline is a lot closer.
And what must be lovely for Loco at the moment is that we're looking towards this being Jamal Jabary that have got to do all the changes, because Loco don't look like this is a level that they will drop from. They look very comfortable. None of it is panicked and them trying to improvise. Although this could be more difficult. And all right, there is what happens when you try and compliment anybody on this broadcast. A little bit of an awkward bounce there. Beastabonium can't get it.
Yeah, that is not a good play by Beastabonium. They've played almost perfectly all series long, and now Beastabonium with no boost got stuck on the wall. He was trying to drive up onto the side wall there and immediately side foot off of it to hit the ball. But I believe his jump got him stuck. Like, he did one of those jumps that just immediately lands on the wall again because there's too much inertia from the curved surface, and that just disabled him from jumping as early as he wanted to. The ball went straight past him. He knows about that mechanic, though. All the players at this level, they know about that. You can't just drive straight onto a curved surface and expect to be able to jump off it while you've got a ton of momentum into the wall. You need to give a bit more time to the play. That's been immediately punished. Jamal Jabary getting a bit of a break there, but then again, both teams do. It's been mistakes that have caused, I would say, both the goals in this game so far. No huge plays from either team. At least no huge plays resulting in goals.
Now, for those of you that might be new to the game and wondering why sometimes your jump gets eaten, wait a second, Andy throws up another one, and here goes. Oh, what a touch from Krazik! It just sort of landed on it, but it was more than good enough. Still Loco probing for their second opportunity on net. Doesn't look like they're going to get it at the moment. That should be a good clearing opportunity, but LJ's clear isn't fantastic. It required Toasty's help. Okay, well, what a sequence that was. And we're still all tied up here over at the Forbidden Temple. Andy might be able to set up a mistake from Toasty, who isn't going to provide too much here. Beastabonium, though, will have a little bit of midfield pressure from his team, although that is a good counterattack. And that is what we want to see more of from Jamal Jabary, as...
Oh, boy.
There's going to be a chance for Delta. Will he find the angle?
Played.
Oh, will he ever?
Really nice play on the rebound here from Delta. What a dunk, though, by Andy. Third man for Jamal Jabary, a little bit out of position there, and they did not have any time to get back as Delta smacked in the rebound with confidence. But, before that, I think Loco were unfortunate not to score. Krazik just landed on the ball, which would have otherwise been an open net for them. Now LJ with a late chance to score, but he's immediately denied. That's the solid challenge. Toasty over the top of one. It's Andy alone in the back, and he beats everybody to it. What a save by Andy.
So LJ will not get another opportunity from this. Instead, it is Loco who moved 2-0 up. And it's very, very difficult to stay consistent in a game like Rocket League. And I think this is the performance that shows you exactly why that is. Take a look between these two teams as to what they were providing us yesterday. And it was two completely different stories, Johnny. But today, when it matters, Loco are the ones that look to be the better team.
Yeah, they played so well in that game one. I think it just knocked all the wind out of the sails of Jamal Jabary. We talked about how important that, close series loss to NRG could be. Yes, it's a loss, but it was so close that they must have had a lot of confidence coming into this series. Game one didn't look too bad for Jamal Jabary. They were just simply outplayed. It happens. Sometimes you don't really do anything wrong. These games are so fast. That it just doesn't go your way all the time, and that game one went against them, and now the inexperience is starting to shine through a little bit. It's unfortunate for Jamal Jabary, but this has been a consistent problem for them all season. When they go down, they can get a little bit tilty. They can just end up being swept. It happened in regional number one. And the reason nobody expected it to happen here is because they were supposed to be the team coming in here with all the momentum. They got knocked down to the lower bracket, yes, but they looked good while doing it. Loco looked awful while getting knocked down to the lower bracket. Somehow they turned it around, and I guess, we might have underestimated their consistency. That's why they are, for all of the fall split, that 9th best team. The team who just miss out on top 8 every time. They know how to show up when it matters.
Well, do you want me to really throw you off here, Johnny? Usually I get you to try and guess these,
Okay.
but I'm not going to on this one. 72 PC are currently beating down to earth over on the other stream. So consistency continues to be sort of the theme for us right now.
That doesn't make any sense at all. But, you know, there is one thing that's similar in that series as the one we're currently watching, and that is the more experienced team seems to be performing at the higher level in the lower bracket. If there's one thing that Down to Earth and Jamal Jabary have in common, is they're both much newer to the high-level Rocket League scene. And when you're on your last life, when you've just been sent to lowers, that is something that sometimes shocks these teams, and they start to make mistakes, panic. But Jamal Jabary have got the opening goal here. That was pre-jump failed in defense for Loco. Beastabonium just didn't get the right direction on that clear, trying to knock it into the corner.
Yeah, unfortunately, Beastabonium's defensive touches, or lacks thereof, as we saw in the last game, have been pretty much the only real mark upon them in this series so far. Toasty's going to go up. He looks to try and make this another one. The flip reset, though, gets away from him. As we see Beastabonium to the other side of the field. If you guys want to check out that 72 PC match, by the way, against Down to Earth, that's twitch.tv/UGC. Currently in game 2 at 2 each. All of the monitors required to keep up with us this season, and we've had it no other way. Most exciting, the most busy, most chaotic season to date. LJ.
Oh,
okay.
What?
Well, that had no real effect on the overall game, but that was certainly a fun interaction. What?
You could try that all day long. You're never going to pull it off, but somehow, you know, a whiff leads into a little passing play mid-air there for Loco. Good double touch attempt from Andy off the floor there. But Jamal Jabary are providing more of a fight. They haven't made any huge mistakes in defense like they did in game 2. They're going to need to keep that up for the rest of this series because Loco still look pretty solid. Another chance, another save, but it's unfortunately a blue trail. Last touch came off LJ.
Yep, certainly did. And that should be 2-0. Well, Jamal Jabary come to regret that as they require their reverse sweep to stay in the tournament. Beastabonium right over to Andy. Good cut across by Toasty. Doesn't allow the shot to come through unchallenged. Speaking about unchallenged, you might want to get towards Delta a little bit quicker than that in the future. His offense is finding the net more often than not today, as finally Jamal Jabary might be able to get their way out. Delta hoping that Andy can find the demo. He's not going to need it as Beastabonium rockets that directly into the car of Krasix. Now counter-attacking opportunity. First touch is a bit too heavy, and we are going to have a chance just to settle down momentarily. How on earth is this only a 1-goal game, Johnny? I have no idea.
That was just a really good save by Krasix. Completely pre-jumped off the back wall to make himself as big as he could, and read exactly where the shot was going. That's the composure you want to see from Andy in defense. Oh, he just got his nose up and into the ball there. Almost got away from him. Loco not pressing too hard for the equalizer just yet. They're waiting for Jamal Jabary to throw something away at them, which is pretty good strategy given what just happened in game 2 on Forbidden Temple. Like, Jamal Jabary looked so rough in that game. I don't mind Loco just relaxing for now and just playing a standard game. I'm sure in the final minute they're going to up the aggression and really press for that equalizer.
Oh, here's Toasty. Looks to get the second. It's crossed the face.
Well
Goal! And there's LJ to make it 2-0. And this was so desperately needed for Jamal Jabary. They can be a little bit more comfortable.
Toasty with the 1v3 just chips the ball to himself off the sidewall, pops it past the second challenge, and then bumps the goalkeeper out of the way. He actually dismantled Loco in that play single-handedly. Well, I mean, he needed somebody else to score the goal, but if they hadn't, it would have been the biggest mistake of the day for JJ. That was just all Toasty there. That's the solo play potential that Jamal Jabary are so dangerous for. That's why they've, I think, picked up so many fans in the past day after how well they played against NRG yesterday. And you're never going to go a series without seeing some plays like that from them, even if they are on the losing end.
Press the face goal one more time. LJ, good pass over. This has been a much better job in this game, especially from Jamal Jabary, to try and play their way out of their own side of the field and making stronger touches when they do. Previous games always just sort of dropping directly down to Loco, who were ready and waiting for them. Now it's their turn to just frustrate Loco. in the final few moments. Huge demo from LJ. Didn't quite catch Beastbonium on the way through. Double demo would have meant that 3-goal lead could be established, but they might not need it. We'll find out what happens from this play. Delta for the infield pass. LJ right in front of him. This is just suffocating right now. Jamal Jabary looking to just find a very peaceful end to this game. They've not been tested in the final few moments. Maybe one more shot. It will be irrelevant even if it goes in or not. There is one step down, Johnny. 2 more games needed. And for Loco, this is where the questions get asked because this is where they fell apart in the previous series that we saw them in.
Yeah, now they need to step it up a bit. They tried to just wait for the mistake from Jamal Jabary for most of that game. They weren't really playing as quickly as they did earlier on in the series, and that's fine. You know, you've got 3 match points. You can just see what happens in one game and maybe just pick up a free win without that much effort. But now that Jamal Jabary have shown us that they can play a full game without any massive defensive mistakes, it's up to Loco to really press their advantage. Use this 4th game to really put the pressure on Jamal Jabary. If nothing else, just to change up the pace a little bit. Then you can switch it up again in game 5. They're the team with the options now. Jamal Jabary needs to play perfectly if they want to close this one out. They played almost perfectly in the last game, though. Great series in the lower bracket round 1. That just shows you that the talent pool in NA really is getting pretty deep now, Shogun. We're in round 1 of loser bracket and already a great series. Just gets you even more excited for what's to come later on in this regional event.
Certainly so, and these are both teams that have the potential to pick themselves up a decent chunk of points today. Whoever wins this will be taking on... let me just check that real quick, actually. They're going to be taking either Sonics or Vibrants in the next round, so Sonics would be the expected team to see there, but I think both of these teams would also look at that as a potential. Here comes LJ, the potential to score, and Delta holds that one off, but for how much longer? Because Jamal Jabary want to maintain the momentum from the previous game. Toasty over the Krasiks, back down. They're not going to fully commit to that. Jamal Jabary taking a bit more of a tentative approach towards their offense. And why not? Plenty of time to work something out. Maybe get yourself a bit of a cleaner opportunity you don't have to commit too many players to. Straight over to LJ. No issues for him. Instead, he can pop up over to himself. It's going to be difficult to take this the entire way. He's pretty much desperate for a challenge, or he's desperate for a bit of help. And it's exactly what he got. Jamal Jabary starting to ask the real questions, and Loco starting to shake.
Yeah, that was a bit sluggish by Andy, just beaten cleanly to the ball by LJ. And, you know, whenever you put the ball in those positions, bouncing around in the goal line, attacking team's always going to be happier to see that. So it is good placement at the end of the day for Jamal Jabary, even though it wasn't in on the first touch. Loving their dribbling out of defense. Jamal Jabary not losing control as often as they did in game 1 of this series, game 2 as well. They are keeping the ball whenever they can get their hands on it. And now that is a momentary open net. Andy into the middle, but no one's there inside.
Oh, wow.
Toasty will dive to save the far post shot, but where were the supporting players? And once again, at this time it's Beastbonium just blocking Andy's shot inadvertently. They're not connecting in offense right now. Finally a pass comes in. It's actually a great interception on a clear ball. Delta will put one in for Loco, but oh boy. It was a bit scary for a while there. They were struggling to connect in the final third.
That will definitely settle the nerves just a little bit. The last thing you want in a series where it can start to feel like it's getting away from you is have that one offensive push where you feel like you definitely should have got something out of it. So all of those mistakes and all those previous chances that they didn't quite score will quickly leave their heads. Then what they need to do, and that is to get this game back to 1 each. Now Andy looks to try and chase up. LJ having advantage on that one, especially with Andy chasing towards the ball with a very little boost. Here he goes yet again. This one directly towards Jamal Jabary. They're going to be very quick to the follow-up.
Wow, okay.
LJ, like a rocket, straight over. Blink and you'll miss it. LJ scores.
Yeah, it was a nice play by LJ. Beastbonium was under a ton of pressure. He knew that LJ would be up very fast for that one. So he jumped in reverse. Didn't get the right takeoff. It was a difficult one, definitely. But really, the back post coverage needs to be better there for Loco. They should know that Jamal Jabary will be attacking any angle when the ball comes across. They're not afraid to go up for these. Doesn't matter where it is, doesn't matter which player it is in their team. They're all willing to do that.
So he has to get good contact, and he certainly did. Managed to find LJ, who, if he managed to make cleaner contact, that could have potentially been a goal off the demo. This is what Jamal Jabary want to be doing. There's no real pressure on them in that midfield right now. They love to go for the half rotation. They love to find double taps like this one. And now this is looking like a Jamal Jabary series. They've been given the time, and they're doing what they want with it.
Well, see, this is what we expected in game one. We thought Jamal Jabary would be too fast. We thought their boost management would be too good. Their pressure would be too great. And that they would just force Loco to submit, which is what's been happening here. But it took a while for them to be able to ramp up the pace. And now that they've started to really control the ball on every single possession, it's frustrating Loco. It's forcing them to commit more boost to every single play, forcing them to, challenge the ball and rotate back a bit more slowly. Now, Loco have still got that extra game here, but Jamal Jabary are in full control, and going into that game 5, you'd have to suddenly favor them to win it all in a reverse sweep fashion, which is, I mean, nothing about this series really followed the script that we expected.
Oh no, I think we doubled up the script, because over on the UGC stream, 72PC do have 3 match points, but they're currently losing game 3 2-0. So maybe we're sort of a preview of what might be happening over there. 2 reverse sweeps on 2 different channels. What on earth would be going on if that happened? Here we go yet again. Still a chance, though, for this one to maybe go a different way, but it's got to see a different car, a different trail on it. That's maybe not quite as blue, because Jamal Jabary have taken over Utopia, and they have staked their claim to this series.
That's just beautiful. Pass, pinpoint accuracy, and the shot even better. 4-1. What a turnaround. Credit to Jamal Jabary. Said earlier on, this is an inexperienced team. They're still extremely new to the Rocket League scene, at least the competitive scene. And they have been really thrown into the lion's den with how well Loco were playing in the start of the series, and they've not panicked. They've just kept doing their thing. Game 2 was an absolute mess, but even after that, they managed to clean it up. They've pulled themselves back into the series, and it looks very much like we're headed to Game 5.
Yeah, it would take a monumental collapse for us not to see Champions Field. Shooting accuracy from Jamal Jabary, I was going to say, has been really good, but they've had a lot of opportunities that have just sort of been waiting on the goal line. It's all been down to the setup for them. And they have been making that crystal clear every single time. And here is where the series will switch. And suddenly, Jamal Jabary are the favorites here. They've got 5 minutes to move on through to the next round. Or will it be Loco that can figure out their mistakes and get themselves back on top?
Just crazy. What an impressive turnaround by Jamal Jabary. Game 1, I think they didn't look too bad. They were just outplayed by Loco. And then game 2, they looked terrible. And suddenly, they started making improvements. Game 3, Jamal Jabary just played a more consistent game. Now they played a consistent game in defense and a really, really threatening game in offense. Loco looked sluggish. They looked slow. I don't know if it was just one of those games where you can't find 100 boost. Every time you go to get one, it's gone. It does happen every now and then. One team can just have all of the pressure. And when Jamal Jabary get rolling like that, they are very difficult to stop. But Game 5 is going to be so interesting. Are we going to see another nervous performance from Jamal Jabary? Or are we going to see them continue this run of momentum? They couldn't bring yesterday's momentum to the start of today. Can they take the momentum from 4 games into Game 5?
And the other question for Loco is, can they finally stop the skid that's gone against them? Robbed yesterday after a really good Game 1. But a good first 2 games here, and they've just looked really slow. After the fact, here is Andy. Certainly wasn't slow trying to find that shot. But I really want to see Loco being proactive in this game. If they give Jamal Jabary that sort of space, it's not a team that's going to beat themselves anymore. They maybe had that opportunity in Game 3. I agree entirely with at least staying back and seeing whether or not Jamal Jabary would do that. But it's gone now. You've got to take this one very proactively.
Yeah, when you see Jamal Jabary collapse like they did in Game 2, and just, miss the ball a couple of times in defense and end up losing because of it, going into Game 3 with the mindset of, okay, let's just play, a consistent rotation and wait and see what happens, that's fine. But yeah, they did get just completely outpaced in Game 4, Loco. The Game 3 plan didn't work out. Game 4, I don't know what their plan was because we didn't even get to see much of it. That's a nice shot, and it's into the middle for Beastabonium. Perfect accuracy on the follow-up. And we had a flopping goalkeeper for Jamal Jabary. LJ thought the first shot was in. To his dismay, it just bounces clean off the post.
I absolutely love that shot from Beastabonium as well. You can get so many players that try and play that nice and safe. Try and get it as close to the middle as you possibly can. As long as you hit the target, you should be fine. But he had the confidence in himself. Put it as far away from the keeper as you possibly can. Loco starting off this Game 5 exactly how they needed to. Toasty now. That's going to be a difficult read for the backboard. Andy straight over to Krasix. It was crucial for Delta to at least get in front of it. We're already seeing what Krasix's shots can be like from that sort of angle. He's lethal with them. And the rotation yet again. Looking to confuse the rotation of Loco. The corner is very difficult to try and play something from, or at least it is if your opponents don't decide to double commit in it. Jabary, it's a slow push here. Trying to figure out how they're going to break down Loco. Nothing really coming from it. That's a pass over to Delta. Toasty's touch wants LJ to help him out, and he is certainly going to get exactly that. This game's slowed down quite significantly, though. And that will be something that Loco are very, very happy about. Jamal Jabary just can't quite find their footing.
Yeah, Jamal Jabary are trying to go back to that Game 4 style, just suffocating Loco and forcing them into bad positions in defense. But they're kind of rushing themselves. They need to calm down here. They're losing by 1, but they do have time. They don't need to rush every single play. The dribbling was really helping them out a lot in the earlier games, especially Game 4. Now they need to go back to that, try and control the ball, set up boost steals, and then look for the pressure after. That's actually a great fake, and it's a shot that's forced a pre-jump, now uncontested. LJ off the backboard. Oh, he's just put it wide on the rebound. This is so close, but not quite good enough for Jamal Jabary.
Got to shake it off, and they've got to come back yet again. Cannot afford to let that rattle them. They've still got 2 minutes to find that goal that they need. There was a let off there for Loco, but they will also be threatening on the counter-attack. Another demo. Toasty wanted to find Andy. Oh, it's a good touch into the midfield, and Krasix just didn't want to take the risk for it. Another huge demo. All right, they've decided they can't quite beat the defenders. Let's get rid of them entirely with the demos. It's done yet again. Loco just need that one big clear at the moment. Jamal Jabary looks like they're executing on this play a lot better than earlier on, but it has finally fizzled out.
Yeah, Loco are just keeping back corner boost control this game. Well, every time Jamal Jabary come forward, they're trying to steal corner boosts, but the corner boosts aren't there to be stolen. So it's just good enough defense by Loco. They're not getting outpaced because they have the boost to actually keep up with Jamal Jabary. Now, Jamal Jabary struggling to find a way through. They're expecting to win races to the ball because of what happened in Game 4, but I don't think they've realized in this game, Loco's boost management has significantly improved. You can't beat them to the ball if you're not stealing their boost away, if you're not forcing good challenges. That's a tough read. Krasix makes it. Now maybe a chance of the counter for Jamal Jabary. Toasty will try and air dribble. He's got past 1, but Andy's challenge will follow swiftly, and that is just a really difficult defensive formation to break down.
Certainly something that they are going to have to do, though. Not much time left, and Toasty wiping out his own teammate. That will show you just how nervy this is right now for Jamal Jabary. LJ, that flick went absolutely nowhere, but Krasix quick enough to read it. He's made his own mistake on the wall. Jamal Jabary struggling so much. That shot, though, it's good enough! And Jamal Jabary, who couldn't create their own chances, are gifted one as it bounces straight out to LJ.
What on earth happened to Loco? It's like the corner boost just dragged them all in. They all just drove into the corner for absolutely no reason. They were fine. Jamal Jabary were messing up every single setup, but somehow Loco threw it, and now they've redeemed themselves. What is happening, Shogun?
I have absolutely no idea, but Andy knew exactly where he was putting that double tap. Right down the middle. And now Jamal Jabary, who just escaped this situation, are right back in it. They've got to get a goal within 17 seconds.
Well, Loco just completely threw away this game. Luckily, they were the ones to catch it as well. 10 seconds to go. Loco, lead by 1. Jamal Jabary are going to throw everything at them right now. And here comes a near post rebound. Goalkeeper's been bumped. LJ's out of position. There's nobody able to pull a shot off for JJ. And it looks like Loco should be okay here. One more chance, maybe. Toasty. Oh, he's gone and done it. You're joking.
What a game. What a series. Toasty is there. And earlier on, we thought they had their final chance. We thought that LJ wasn't in position to take that shot that could take them into overtime. Shows what we knew. Let's get ourselves to overtime. Who is moving on? And it is going to start off with Jamal Jabary in that offensive side of the field.
Well, Delta is going to wish the world would just open up and swallow him right now. That backflip, as I can hear it, is still echoing all the way around Champions Field here. Not the play that he needed. I mean, any contact on the ball there is a winning position for Loco, but he backflips. The panic it kicked in. And both teams, to be honest, have been panicking at the end of this game. Fair enough. It's a pretty close one.
Oh, wow.
And he's clutched again. How's he gone and done this?
Well, there was 5 players that looked really nervous. And then there was Andy.
Andy, man of the match. After 2 huge chokes, one a full team choke, Loco just all drove into the corner when nobody defended their goal to let the first equalizer come through. Delta backflips by accident to let the second equalizer come through on 0 seconds, mind you. But Andy has just scored 2 unreal solo goals to secure Loco's victory. I don't know how.
Do you want me to scare you even more?
What's happening?
The 72 PC one versus Down to Earth match is now in Game 5.
Oh, well,
and
you guys...
72 PC, who are in the process of being reverse swept, have taken the first goal.
Well, I don't know what you guys are still doing here. Go over to the other stream, check out that Game 5. Get off. You don't want to hear me and Shogun talk anymore probably after this one.
We're going to see the alternate reality maybe over there.
Oh, man, I don't even know what to say. This is just the most ridiculous ending. Jamal Jabary will be heartbroken. 2 Game 5 losses in a row to be eliminated once again in round 1. They've definitely proved to be an exciting team, but they just can't clutch it. They can't get those Game 5 wins. Loco, meanwhile, oh, man. I don't know what they were planning to get Andy for Christmas, but they better go and get a few more presents for him, because that was a save and a half.
Yeah, we're going to go over to a quick break in a moment. Whoever has to break that series down after this break, have fun with that one. When we come back, we're going to have our second match as well as E United take on Zero Issue.